What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. It is Casual Friday. Let me tuck in this chain. Debo coming. Debo, where you at? All right. Tuck in my chain. All right. That's how Nigerians do it. We don't do all that flash. Well, that's a lie. We do. But let me tuck it in for y'all. All right. Again, it's Friday. Today is February 3rd, 2023. It is Casual Friday. Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for coming through. Please salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in every metro: Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin. I'm in Texas, right? So, we got to give it up for Texas real quick. Miami, Tallahassee, Fort Lauderdale. Where my boy at? My alpha brother. Tampa. All my people in VA. Y'all know that's where I'm from. Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth. All the 7 cities. Hampton, Newport News. We got New York, DC, Maryland, Virginia, Philly, Bodymore, Murderland. All of y'all, what's up? New Jersey, you in the house. Let me know where you at. Let me know where you from. Rep your set on Casual Friday. Welcome, everybody. It's going to be another good topic for you. Orlando, you live in Disney World. Okay, you're lit. That's all I got to say about that. You are lit. Tulsa, ain't no way. Daryl, ain't no way you live in Tulsa.
What?
Oklahoma. Black people live. I'm joking. I know black people live there. I think that pastor that's really hot right now is from there. Okay, Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where, being from VA, that's where pretty much everyone moves to. They either move to DC, Charlotte, Atlanta. They go up and down. Yep. So what's going on? What's going on? Salute to everyone in the chat. Listen, if you have not already, and it's a slim chance because most of you know better. Most of you know better. Like this video right now. Focus your attention. Click that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. This particular topic is a hot topic. We have hot topics every single day. But I like to get down to the objective truths. Okay? I like to get down to the questions people really want to know. Are y'all afraid to talk about this stuff? Are y'all really afraid? So today's topic is, do men care if their women earn more money? Ladies, it's got to be burning a hole through your brain. You really want to know. Well, shoot, your homegirls want to know too. So send them this discussion. Hit that share button. Share this out to your Instagram chat. Make a news feed on Facebook. Share this out to your TikTok because the ladies want to know. The ladies are inquiring. Do men really care if we make more money? Right? That's what everything's about in the 2000s, right? Ladies get into the bag. She got a bag. She got her own, right? So what if you have more than him? Does he care? So people want to know that. Fellas, other people want to comment on this topic. So please hit that share button and share this out to your group chats, to your social media so people can partake in this discussion on the Lapeef Network. Again, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. Let me acknowledge my chat. Who is in here faithful and early? Daryl Brown, what's going on? Mr. C, what's up? Okay, mistaken. You're not going to come for me on my own show. I thought Nigerians were on time. You know what? This we hit on 10:30 on the dot. We started. I don't know what you're talking about. We were on time today. As far as you're concerned and coming in here today, we on time. All right. Highlighted my own comment. All right. Mistaken, leave me alone. What's going on? Hidden Gems. The Most High. What's up? What's up? Jesse, what's going on? Nurse Fancy, how you doing? Jojo, what's going on? Yes, hit that like button, everybody. Hitman J, what's up? Israel, what's popping? Happy Friday. To you, fresh for you. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hey, listen, that's the first place I ate gator. Fried gator bites. Alligator bites. Yep, I did that. Who else we got? All right, Mother J, what's going on? Scam likely. The Dustosphere is here. R Cook 2486, what's going on? Love C, how you doing? Gardening Gal, good morning. It's Party Line. What's up? All right, let's get into the topic. Let's get right into it. Um, I'm gonna let you know what I'm expecting from the panel today. I want a diverse panel here today. All right. I want a diverse panel because I have questions and we're going to debunk a lot of things today, hopefully, but I want all truth on this topic. If you're somebody that feels like you have something to share, please get ready to cam up because I want to hear what you got to say on this topic. As a matter of fact, I forgot it is Casual Friday. You know, we all looking good. Everybody just got paid, hopefully. So let me know what you wearing, what you got on. What are your kicks for today? What you wearing for today? What brands you got? What cologne, what perfume you got on? Let me know in the chat. What are you rocking today on Casual Friday? If you're going to go buy some kicks, what kicks are you about to buy today on Casual Friday? It doesn't even have to be sneakers. If you're a cosmopolitan male and you're about to go to Kohan to Ferragamo and get some loafers, you can let me know that too. All right. Do men care if their women earn more money? Let's get the backstory on this, okay? Women are excelling in America. This is what makes you revered and admired throughout the world. As far as what you're allowed to do, what you're able to do without restriction on this land, other women look to you as an example. All right. Women may quite possibly out earn men in the coming years in various fields and jobs. That is correct. You heard me correctly. In fact, this is a stat for you, by the way. In 22 of 250 U.S. metropolitan areas, women under the age of 30 earn the same amount as or more than their male counterparts, according to Pew Research. That is a stat for you, ladies and gentlemen. Women under 30 are out earning some of their male counterparts. Yes, ladies, the pay gap isn't real. We told you. We told you it wasn't real. We're not going to go there today. But you'll see how naturally that gender pay gap argument just disappears as women start to progressively make more money because you were not oppressed and nobody was really stopping you. You're just going to see that argument just go back to the wayside, right? So, moving on. As a result, a lot of women are reporting, and I'm sure you all have heard it too, that I believe men are insecure about the fact that women make more money. They say that men may be secure in relationships, insecure, rather. They say men may be insecure in marriages. Okay. They say maybe the reason you're single is because you're a high productive earning female and men are intimidated by you. If there's something you heard, fellas, in addition to what I've said, please let me know in the chat. All right. So there are many reasons why women think that men would have a problem with them earning more money when it comes to relationships and marriages, especially. But let's get down to the objective truth. Who can guess what it is? And I'll start from personal experience and we'll go from there. Ladies, when it comes to you making more money in society in general, okay, men can't do anything about it. Men cannot do anything about you making more money. You earned it, remember? You lobbied for it, remember? You went to school for it, remember? We don't hold secret meetings trying to figure out how to stop it from happening. We don't have rallies and tell our wives we're going to Applebee's so we can discuss how to oppress women and stop them from making money. Stop listening to the radical feminists. We don't do that. I'll suffice that to say, ladies, I don't think we really care. As I said yesterday, if we wanted to oppress women, we would have already had our foot on your neck. You wouldn't have been allowed to get the job, much less the executive position. If men in America really cared about oppressing you, you would be in the kitchen. You would be at home. Be free, baby girl. Be free. Be the best you can be. Go out here and partake in all society has to offer. There are scholarships given to just you. I may have the same credentials and I'm not even eligible because of my gender. This whole world revolves around what you want, not what I want. Be the best you can be. The objective truth is that we set this up years ago so you can partake fully in this society. We do not care. We will not stop it from happening. Let's get to some more objective truths. Let's give some context here. What are some other factors to consider? So we'll start with dating, right? That's what people do. I'm not in favor of dating, but that's what the modern man and woman do to get to know each other. So, my own personal experience with dating women that make more money. I dated a doctor chick for about a month when I first got to Houston. To have that name in your phone and then you Google and like, who is this lady? Damn. Associate professor, Baylor College of Medicine. Oh, okay. Woo, she was doing it big. Not only was she a professor, that was she had like multiple jobs within like the hospital system, and she taught. So, lady was doing her thing. Naturally made unbelievably more amounts of money than I did at the time. Okay? I did not care. In fact, ladies, let me tell you what most men are thinking about in the dating game. If you meet a woman, and I know that the doctor thing is pretty extreme because she's definitely high, multiple six-figure earner. Okay? But even a woman that, let's say, has a job, an administrative job that's going really well, and she's been well promoted through the ranks quicker than you have at your job. And let's say she makes even something modest, like $20,000 or $30,000 more than you. Men still have the right to ask certain questions. We still want to know certain things. And hopefully what I'm going to relay to you here today is the depths of what's going on in a man's mind so you can stop creating your own narrative about this. There are a few things that men actually worry about if their woman is a high income, high productivity woman. I want those two things to be synonymous throughout this discussion. High income, because some women earn a lot of income and don't do anything. Some of them have figured that out. Not everyone, that's not most, but high income, high productivity, which means she works a lot. That is the majority of women. All the nurses I know, they make bank. They work a lot. They can finance a mansion as long as they're willing to put in those hours. The shifts are always available. But as long as they're willing to put in those hours. I had a nurse that came to me. I was a mid-level manager in a hospital. Mike, I need hours. I'm trying to buy a house. 6 months. She put damn near 40% down. So that woman worked. The shifts are available. High income, high productivity. Most women will work for their money. Most men will work for their money when they are high income earners. We want to know when we're with a woman like that, does she even have enough time for me? That's really what's on our mind. That's one of the things. Fellas, if I'm lying, let me know in the chat. Does she even have enough time to engage in this relationship? Does she even have enough time to nurture it, to dedicate, to get to know me better? Because that's important, right? Is she even willing, or is she ever going to prioritize me? I'm going to stop on this one. Ladies, you know why. No matter what you say or how you feel, at some point in the relationship, you want to feel like his priority. If he works a lot, that may not be the case. He may be dedicating more time to the job than you, but through gifts, through different types of attention and thoughtful gestures, you want to feel like he prioritizes his relationship with you to some effect. But a man wants to know, are you going to prioritize me? Because the Bible said, let me not do that. That's what my pastor does. You were supposed to help me. So why on earth, if I'm the one that does the choosing, going to choose a woman that will never prioritize me? That doesn't make sense. Is this woman ever going to prioritize me the way she prioritizes that job, the way she prioritizes her boss's needs? Do you know what it's like as a man to watch her go do shit for Bob, but you don't want to do nothing for me? You put me on the back burner? Nah. Ladies, no matter how you feel about what I just said, I'm going to try to make it make sense for you. If we do the choosing, why would we ever choose to be deprioritized in our own home? That's idiotic. It don't make sense. Number 3, some will say this is actually the most important, because if you don't take heed to what I'm about to say, you may end up ruining a lot of lives. Will this high productivity woman, will her level of high productivity interfere with us eventually building a family? Men, think about this. We are future thinkers. We use foresight. It's one of our greatest gifts. All men have it. Most just don't know how to exercise it, but we all got it. It's called logic and foresight. Will you tone this down for your children? Because I ain't the only one that matters. Will you slow your roll? Will you make concessions? Will you move your mother in to help us? Will you be open to me moving my mother in to help us? What are you going to do when it's time to take that productivity down just a little bit? Because I may be a dad, but I have it easier than you in this particular sense. My job is to provide. You as a mom got to make certain sacrifices to make this work. Are you willing to do that? Will this woman eventually slow that productivity down to properly raise a family? We care about that. Fellas, I'm spitting fire. It's Friday. You just got paid. Send me some super chats for this. I'm telling it like it is. We got 199. Who's going to match it? Who's going to obliterate it? All right. So let's get this squared away right now. Let's talk about what's been on the mind of many millennials and Gen Z. It may have even started before that. Most women are going to say they like the idea of a power couple. Fellas, come on. A lot of you men have been sold on the idea of a power couple, but it was marketed to you. Men don't want that. No. Women made that up. That's what women want. Fellas, you don't want to be in a power couple. That a woman that prioritizes a power couple narrative is telling you up front that she is saying no to every single question I just asked. Will you have enough time for me? No. Will you ever prioritize me? No. Will you slow down your productivity so we can build a family properly? No. That is the definition of power couple. A woman that's putting power in anything related to her won't have time. As a man, you must know this to be true. I'm giving you the cheat code. Never prioritize being in a power couple. You can have power years. You can have a power phase. But that's not what your relationship is supposed to look like for the entirety of your relationship or marriage. Somebody's making some concessions somewhere, or the kids are suffering, or the marriage is suffering. I promise you that. I'm going to let that sink in. You don't want to be in a power couple. If it really looks like a power couple, the Smiths. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I hope you're not talking about I don't even want to say her name. Her name is not allowed on my show. You see how well that's going. I digress. All right. Another myth I want to dispel today before we bring up people is the concept of the primary breadwinner. Ladies, if you make more money, some people may bestow the title of primary breadwinner upon you. I would urge you to reconsider that title. Please listen to me. This is something we can debate at length. Ladies, do your best out here in this world. Earn money the best you can, any way you can. But don't consider yourself the primary breadwinner, because it is very unlikely that you will out earn your man throughout the entirety of your relationship. Very unlikely. And the reason I say that is not to downplay your accomplishment, not to downplay how hard you work, but to play up your planning, to play up your execution. He is going to work for the entirety of his life. You might take a few breaks. You might take a few maternity leaves and then leave after that. Men don't leave the workforce without serious injury. It's not common. We don't work, we die. We can take breaks. People get laid off. People get fired. Sure, hold it down in the meantime. But we got to get right back to work to survive. We got to do whatever is necessary to survive. So you have to wonder who the real primary breadwinner is throughout the entirety of your relationship so you can plan accordingly. That has major life implications for you and your family. Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Let's talk about them for a second. What do y'all think? Does ASAP Rocky seem intimidated that he is with a woman that has touched $1 billion? What do y'all think? Does he seem intimidated? Does he seem like he's not able to handle it? Like he's always going to play second chair? I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship, but he looked like he's just chilling. He looked like he just loved the woman. He looked like he just loved his son. And I'm telling you, that's what most men are doing. In summation, JR, you could drop that link, good sir. In summation, ladies, I want you to take away something very clear from this. We do not care if you make more money. By and large, most men do not care. We care how you start behaving because you make more money. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen in the chat? Ladies, you cannot change your behavior. You cannot become a different person, a different version of who you were simply because you make more money. Let me prove this to you. Let me prove this to you. Society frowns upon men who use their station in life, their position, their money to control their women. Society frowns upon that. Other men will stone another man for that. Our advancement in life is tied to your provision. A man's advancement in life is tied to his entire family's advancement. When I do well, we all do well. That is what men do. I am not allowed to control you or try to control the situation simply because I make more money. So why on earth does that not apply for you? We didn't stop it from happening. We expected you to be noble. We expected you to show common sense. I'm not stopping your productivity. I would never do that. You've been put on this earth to be the best you can be, and I'm actually going to help you do it. I'll put you in position to do it because that's less work I got to do. I'm probably the laziest Nigerian you ever met. I'll put you in position quick so I can work 2 less hours. But don't you ever think you're going to come in this house or any man's house and because you make more money, start treating me any kind of way. The hell you think I am? Fellas, put hell no in the chat if you agree with what I just said. Hell no. Hell no. We will not stop you from being what all you've been put on this earth to be. We will help you. We will advance you. Men put women over other men, promote women over their homeboys. But hell no, we'll be damned if you use your station in life to belittle us. Let me give a little bit more context to what I am saying. If you really want to know how this is done, let me give y'all a little education on the topic. There are people in America, people in society that still make this institution work. They still make this marital covenant work. They still make that life, that thing that we all want, but can't seem to get straight. And people are messing with the institution. There are people that still do that the right way. Mexicans, South Americans, Africans, Middle Easterners, Indians, Asians, they all still do this the right way. Marriage, I'm talking about. And the one thing I'm going to tell you, you better listen and hang on to my every word. Married people that do it correctly don't keep score. They don't keep score about where the money's coming from. They just build. They do it for their children. Stop keeping score. If he set you up to be in position, play that damn position in until he levels up himself. Don't use it against him. We put you in position. If we didn't want you to make that money, we would have put our foot right on your neck. We told you to go take that job interview. We told you to apply. We told you I'll watch the kids so you can get the work done, so you can get the evaluation done, so you can get those progress notes done. We told you to go for it. Don't ever belittle us in this life. people who are married the right way don't keep score about where the money's coming from. All right. I wanted to touch on something that we talked about a few King Talks ago. It's about prenuptial agreements. Prenups, as people like to call them. So I don't have a prenup. And through my research, and I believe somebody had said it on the show, and I had to look it up, only 13% of couples in general have prenups. So they're actually pretty rare altogether. Look it up. If you get a different number, let me know in the chat. But I wasn't prepared to answer that question when they asked how I felt about prenups, because I don't have one. Haven't given much thought to them at all, actually. But I started to think a little deeper on it, and I want to amend my answer. Most people, I think I know why most people don't have prenups in place. It's because for your first marriage, it's probably really about love. You probably think you're going to go all the way. You're romantic. You're still romantic right around that time, more than likely. You're still romantic. So you, especially men, let me say this. Men don't want to undermine the relationship. That is why we don't ask for it. We don't want to undermine the relationship because we are still romantic, because we believe, and we're actually correct, that we won't quit on the relationship. We're only over romantic by thinking she won't quit, which, as we can see, some brothers should have made better decisions on that note. But we don't get prenuptial agreements on the first marriage. Now, if I ended up divorced and I was thinking about getting married again, I would actually have to get one. Because the way I'm moving, and I'm going to be moving into my 40s, after I turn 40, keep going into my 40s, I'm going to amass some things. And there is nothing in this world that will hurt me more than not being able to leave my children what I have earned. And little messy things dealing with giving another woman half is going to really screw with me, because I messed with the very thing that I was supposed to give my children. I only want 2 kids. Ladies, if you ever see me back on the market, don't approach Trigger Mike. You ain't getting no more out of me. Everything is going to them. Everything is going to them. So if I'm ever available again, just understand that you signing that paper simply because I got something to protect for them. That's the second marriage. So I understand perfectly why anybody wouldn't get a prenup for their first marriage. Very few people do. So we need to stop capping and acting like we can teach a bunch of men to do it. It'll never go up. Most people don't have shit to separate, which is why they're not thinking about it. But that second marriage, though, you're probably a damn fool if you don't do something. You've probably amassed a few things in your life, and you need to protect that for your children so you can pass it on. That is the way I look at it now. So I'm glad I clarified that about prenuptial agreements. If y'all are able to, if that link is dropped, go ahead and, oh, JR, drop that link for me, good sir. All right, so some of the key takeaways from this today are: we know society frowns upon men that control women with money. I want y'all to ponder on the fact that some women try to control men. They try to control the situation with money. Do y'all think Rihanna is ever going to marry ASAP Rocky? I'd like to know. Let me know in the chat. I would like to know. Let me know in the chat. Do y'all think Rihanna is ever going to marry ASAP Rocky? Because it's kind of weird how when women have something to protect, they always want to preserve it. But expect a man to be stupid and let you have half. That is something I just can't figure out. That is something I just can't figure out. What's going on, Dusto?
It's good. I smell dust.
Go ahead. Let me know. This is one of those topics where you can rebut. So please do so. What do you got on the topic?
How can you say? I gotta start. Somehow he's talking about a woman can control a man with the money. What kind of man is that? Let's be honest. You're talking about some people who just ain't fit for relationships anyway. So it don't make a difference if there was money or not. If she can control him with the money. It's what a weak ass man. All the money is something to expose who he is, which she probably knew anyway. And she couldn't get the man she wanted. Same thing with a man controlling a woman with the money. You do as I say because of money. That's a damn lie. If a woman don't want to be there, she's going to find a way to walk out the front door and never come back. That's why that's what kills me about the talking point. 6 figures, you got to provide. Then in the next sentence, but you got to protect yourself. Prenup. But if you can just provide and all this money is going to get all these women and they just submit and stay there, change a prenup for them. Why is it millionaires getting divorced every day? Some business class, of course, the entertainer, which I don't talk about the entertainers. You know, to talk about. But at the end of the day, as much as they push this all money, controlling with money, big money, big money, big money. No. Most people that you see don't like each other. They don't. A lot of people don't even like their damn self. Then they jump in a relationship. They don't like themselves. They don't like this ugly wigosaur sitting. Or she don't like this dust and crust, but she can't get the man she wants. He can't get the woman. They sit there and be miserable together. Or one or the other. Somebody picked the wrong person. Then money appears. Now it's an excuse just to go and end it or act out of control. But they were out of control anyway. The money did nothing but expose what the person was. For example, person who's married, they got the woman that they want. $1 million pops out the sky and they get it. They're going to keep that woman. That woman is going to keep that man if she gets $1 million, if it's the man she wants. Mm-hmm. If one of them gets hit by a truck and can't make no money, if it's a real relationship, they're going to stick there and they're going to work it out. So it's not as much to do with the money. It got to do with the person. Do they actually want to be together? A lot of people don't. A lot of people aren't. That's all I got, or at least for now.
Appreciate that. Israel, what's going on, my guy?
My man, Trigger Mike, what's good? What's good?
Good morning.
What's going on, Dustin?
Where you at?
Dustin. No, it's morning. It's morning. Same as you, man. I'm on the same time zone.
Bet. What you got?
All right. Yo, Dust be dusting so bad.
So bad.
That kind of throws you off for a second. Yo, first of all, Trigger Mike, I joke with you about saying that you're at least 60, right? But I know what it is. It's not the gray and the beard, it's the wisdom, man. You say a lot of stuff that I agree with and a lot of stuff that I align with in his wise words. You know what I'm saying? You're a wise man for a 35-year-old, man. And
36.
So 36. Okay, well, 36, man. It's hard to believe you're just 36, bro. You wouldn't believe that I'm much older than you. You know, especially especially that you look much older than me. But anyway,
There you go. Give me the comments. Say it's not how I look. They be like, but you do look older. Oh, all right.
No, I'm kidding. But my man Trigger Mike. Yo, so damn Dust, you be throwing people off for all that crazy stuff you be saying, man. That stuff is crazy. I do agree with you, Dust.
Does it be true though?
No.
All right, I want to know.
Nah. So I do agree with you to the aspect of, yo, if you rock with somebody, then you should rock with them no matter how much money that you have. Money should not be the glue that holds people together. At the same time, in America, unfortunately, because we live in a capitalistic society, money is generally the major influence one way or another as to why people stay together, work together, don't be together, whatever the case may be, right?
That's not true.
It really is. The number one, the number one reason why people get divorced is generally financial reasons.
That's not true either. It's communication.
Okay, how many times you been married, Des? Okay.
It's still number 4.
Nah, it's not. So since when? Well, because I'm a little antiquated.
That's something the minister have been pushing.
Since when aren't finances the number one reason that people get divorced?
It never was. They push it in the manosphere. It's not true.
And I'm not talking about the manosphere. I'm talking about when I looked it up. Hold on 1 second. But let me just finish my. When you was talking, I didn't say nothing. Dust, God dog, man.
Go ahead.
Just dusting all over the place. You just can't even stop dusting, can you? But seriously, all jokes aside, I'm gonna look it up when I get finished. But my main thing is, like you said, Trigger Mike, I don't mind or care how much a woman makes. It doesn't matter to me one way or another, right? My only thing is just don't try to, if you should happen to make more money than me, which means you make a lot of money, just don't try to hold it over my head or try to hold it against me, right? Like you said, if it's a bad situation where either one is taking score, right? If a man is in a situation where he is holding his money over his woman's head and trying to control his woman by his money, he's frowned upon, is looked upon like he's being abusive, right? So in that sense, a woman should not do the same thing. A woman, if she's making more money, she should just, you know what I mean, put it in a pot, y'all work together, whatever the case may be. I strongly believe that a man should take care of everything in the household as far as the rent, the mortgage, the light bill, water bill, whatever the case may be. He should provide for the home and he should get her trinkets. I believe that men should do that. But other than that, it's cool. What's going on, Auntie J? What's going on, my brother? How y'all doing?
Auntie J, you the first lady we got in here. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Mike. How are you? Congratulations again. This is I feel adequate. We feel adequate and debonair over here, right?
Okay. I hear you.
You're so smart. I have to be on my Q's, B's, R's, and T's.
Okay. How you doing? Good morning. So I got a question for you. So naturally it's men on the panel. So I don't want to ask you, do men care if a woman makes more money? But what do you have on the topic in general about women making more money than their men?
Well, I think if they're on the same page, he can pretty much adjust to the fact that she earns more income than him. If they're on the same page and their relationship isn't money based. You know what I'm saying? Where you came into the relationship with motives of the other person's money. Mm-hmm. We as women, we think a little different than you all. So we see it as a help, not a bragging rights type thing, not me, not with my husband. But if I make more than the dude I'm dating, it's only going to be so long that I'm going to really keep you around. You get what I'm saying? Because it's nothing else I can do with you. That's the type of person I was.
Can I add this though? Mm-hmm. I don't think that you should disclose how much money you have or how much you're making when you're dating. I don't think that should ever be a topic.
I don't either.
Me personally, I don't think you should ever disclose how much money you have or how much money you make when you're dating.
Right. When we were dating, this is the way I was. I don't know if you heard my story, Israel, but I was the leader of every man I had, except my husband. He wasn't having it. But I told men what to do. So you will tell me what you make, and with those things, it's automatic. It was automatic, Israel. Anywho, so money only becomes to me. Money only becomes a factor when you don't have any at all. But if my husband can't work today or tomorrow, I'm gonna carry the load because I'm a helpmeet, and that's what we do without even thinking about it. That's gonna automatically kick in. I wouldn't want it like Israel. I respect the fact that he pay all the bills and everything, and my husband is the same way. But for me, right, I wanted to help out. I don't want that because I think that it becomes draining on a man to have to do everything all the time. Every time he gets paid or every time he knows that he has to take care of his wife in every form and fashion, buy her clothes, buy her jewelry, buy her underwear, buy her night apparel, buy her shoes, buy her coat. And I just think that's too much. But I know they can do it, but every time you get paid, you got to carry your wife. You got to carry your wife. You don't have anything to look forward to on her end. I know y'all don't care about our money, but you have nothing, no help to look for or assistance to look forward to on the other end at any time. So all you have is you. If you get hurt or you get sick, you can't depend on her because she has nothing, no money. So I think everybody should have some money, and it doesn't matter how much, long as it's enough for both of you all to live off of and do whatever you need to do. I don't think you have to make six figures all the time. That's not important. You can make six figures and still have a failed relationship. So
Okay,
yeah.
that's facts. My man CEO, what's going on?
What's up, bro?
What's going on? Good morning or good
All
afternoon,
right.
wherever you at. All right, what do you got on the topic in general? Do men care if their woman makes more money?
I'm sure there's men out there that do it, but for naturally, generally, as men, no, we're not concerned about the resources that the women possess. We're more trying to be a provider to not only myself or ourself, but the women and the children. That's just how our perspective is, how our mind is geared towards. I think the real issue is women, like modern women, are comparing the ability to pay the bills with these cash assets as somehow comparing to being a man. Measuring up to all that a man contributes to a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I don't see it happening. I don't see no concern about the money issue.
Good answer. Appreciate that. So I want to tell y'all a story. I meant to say it in my monologue. To preface this, he's my uncle. Foreign people, everybody calls somebody that ain't really their blood uncle, but very good uncle. Somebody I grew up knowing. All right, I want to tell you a story about him. When I got here, when we moved to where we moved to, him and my father were driving cabs. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. He likes to joke on Nigerians because we drive cabs. That I don't take any offense to it. Most immigrants start from very humble beginnings. All right. So him and my father drove cabs together. Well, the difference is that his wife decided to go to medical school and actually got a scholarship. All right. So the whole time he was driving cabs, I think at the time they had 2 or 3, or maybe 2 when she was pregnant. When she started medical school, she was pregnant. All right. So this is a cab driver who's sustaining the household down while his wife goes to medical school. Naturally, Naturally, when she got out of medical school and became a doctor, even during her residency, immediate level up. He stopped driving cabs. He wanted to open an international shipping company. All right. So that was, what I always heard him say he wanted to do. So he wanted to ship things from here to Nigeria legally. All right. Legally ship things, cars. You could get anything from cell phones, all this stuff that people going crazy for. He ships it over to Nigeria. He sells it. He has dealerships over there, cell phone shops over there, SIM card shops, all that stuff. So since after she got out of medical school, they had 2 more kids. They got 3 girls, 2 boys. Now they all grown up. The wife is a doctor, very prestigious. She even worked on COVID stuff. So some of y'all might have seen her. 2 of the girls are doctors. The other girl is a public health researcher or something like that. She worked on COVID too. So thank them for their service. The boys work with the dad in the international shipping company. Do y'all think that the men in their family are intimidated of the women? No. These women are prestigious health experts, U.S. renowned women. And everybody looks at my uncle like he didn't do enough in life when they don't know nothing about him. When I tell them this story, because they know his wife, they know his daughters. And like, what was he doing? What does he do? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's the millionaire. He's the millionaire. His wife don't make no $1 million a year. She definitely makes multiple 6 figures. But he took his turn and made something substantial out of it. Like I said, people who do it correctly don't keep score. They had an opportunity to amass wealth. They took the wealth and created something great out of it. Period. His boys work with him. What do you think they're going to be? Millionaire. Do you know how much money is in international freight? How much I had to pay just to send a car to Nigeria? Well, he gave me a discount, but you know what I'm talking about. So look at that. That is what people don't even realize, how men will sacrifice for the women in their family just to put them in better position.
Hey, yo, Trigger Mike. Wait, real quick. Trigger Mike.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a good point though. A lot of you got to salute her too, because a lot of women, especially American women, would not do that. You know what I'm saying? They would not give him the seed money, even though he made those kind of sacrifices, or give him, or help him in his business when it was his turn. So, you know what I'm saying? The fact that she did that, she gets a salute too, but it does make it better because they're working together and they're not taking score, but they're both working together and they're building up something greater.
I wanted to say, like, when we address this whole issue, and the topic is like, do men have a problem with women making more money? When I try to think about the issue, you know what I'm saying, I try to put context on it, and it's like the only reason that would come up is out of the inability to pay bills. If a woman is in a relationship with a man, and because of the environment, because of the economy, or for some reason he's not able to be the provider, that's going to raise the insecurity or a problem within the man, because he's not able to secure the household. He's not able to pay the bills. He's not able to take care of the children. And then the woman is. Okay, because she was able to go out and get an education or was able to land a job, however that happened, she's actually making money and he's not. Now there's a question of, is he still a man? In this particular environment, at this particular time, he's not able to be the primary breadwinner. But does that take away his manhood? Does that take away his position as head of the household? If there comes a particular time where the woman is just able, because of how society is set up, she's able to go out and obtain employment at a particular time when the man is not. That does not transfer power or position or change anything. She's just able to bring home resources. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm trying to put context on the conversation so it can go deeper, higher level conversation and stuff.
But this is my experience. You're on mute, brother. You good? Yo, this is my experience, right? So, yo, Dust. Well, I was looking in here and I did see where you was right. Basically, it's like 3, depending on the one that you look at. Some are 2, some are 3. You know what I'm saying? Some are 4, where it says financial problems or whatever the case may be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yo, a little transparency. So when I was younger, I was married, right? And my ex-wife, she had I had 4 children back to back. She lost the first one, but basically, she was on bed rest with my daughter, and I had been working and making all the money and paying all the bills, whatever the case may be. And she was like, well, because of scheduling, she was like, hey, I'm about to get off bed rest. You've been holding us down. You've been taking care of everything. Let me help. Let me help. Let me help. And I was like, yo, I don't know about this. Again, I was young. I was in my 20s. And I was like, yo, I don't know about this. Like, I don't think that you'll handle it right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know that if I let you work and then I go around your schedule, it's gonna cut into the money that I'm making. But she can't. Every day she's like, you've been doing such a good job. You've been doing your thing. You've been helping, la 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 la. And so I finally listened to her. And I finally was like, all right. So she was working overnight. I was keeping my children. They were babies at the time. And they were little babies. So of course I couldn't leave them home or whatever. I would keep them, and she would work overnight. Yo, do you know that was one of the main reasons why we got divorced? Because the way that she handled that situation after being the one to make the most money. Because the way I was working for myself and I was in business. So it required me to be out, you know what I'm saying, and out amongst people to earn money. So she had a good job. Man, that was the worst decision I ever made. That was the worst thing I ever could have did.
But that experience that you have personally is the general problem, is that we're in an environment where to destabilize us as a kind of like an attack against our particular society, our particular household, the government and institutions around us have manipulated things to kind of undermine our authority as men within our households. And there has been a lot of things done to specifically give that authority over to women and support the women and keep the men back in a way. You know what I'm saying? So we have to consider all of that. If a woman is not understanding that, yes, you are the breadwinner, but she's looking at it, she thinks she went out here, she did what she was told to do, she got a job, so therefore she's more competent than you. She's not understanding that they're trying to actually statistically hold the men back, though. The men would be performing more if there wasn't the blocks, and the hurdles and the very opposition of this particular society. As we say, white supremacy and all that, institutionalized white supremacy. There are a lot of things built against our particular progress. They try to keep us under control. That's why the Mexicans and everybody else can have their thing. But as soon as we talk about building Black Wall Street, all of a sudden people start getting worried. As soon as we start talking about nationalism or start feeding the kids or protecting our particular community, now it becomes a race issue. It's a problem. You know what I'm saying? You have to bring in all that context, or if else the conversation is real basic. We're not insecure about women making more than us. We have to talk about it socially. Why would women say that, or why would men feel insecure if a woman was making more money than him in this particular country and setting? That we got to take it deep or higher or something. That's what I'm here to contribute.
I got pushback. It comes to the whole government, white oppressed, and we're all victims. And as usual, women, if you're out there and a man can't beat the government, marry the government.
Why would you say that, though? What sense
does
that make? Explain that statement.
Hey, yo, if you don't know him, he's a troll. This is what he do. He's trolling. He be trolling. He's serious, but he's trolling.
if I got a daughter, cousin, whatever, she's 25, and a man comes over and says, I want to marry your daughter, but I can't beat the government and the white man and all. Okay, well, cool. You get out and let me go find somebody who can.
There's no man that you're going to find in any society, any state in the world that can beat its government.
But what he means, what he's saying when he
There are
said that
people
is,
who are
wait,
married.
he means that people who are
People
able to,
people can conquer and take over and
Hey,
overthrow
listen,
their
hey,
governments,
fam,
but no
fam.
individual man
No,
can
he's
take
not. He's
on the
not saying
government.
that.
At
Listen,
least not the government we're in.
yo, he's
I'm
not
not
saying
talking
that
about
There's
for.
not a
people.
man on the
Yo,
world.
I'm
can
not
y'all
talking
hear
about
me?
taking over the government.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm
can
not
y'all
talking
hear
about
me?
taking over the government, but
Right.
if you
Yo,
can't
he's
do
not saying that from that standpoint though. Like
I'm
he
talking about
basically he's talking about being able to be in charge of your own finances,
if
of
the
your own
government is too
situation,
much.
and take care of yourself.
I'm saying if the
Individually.
government is too much to handle,
Right.
the oppression is too strong,
Right.
then don't date my daughter, my cousin, my sister. It's too
Okay, I
much.
get what you're trying to
Too
say.
much for that man.
What I'm
Because
talking
the
about is
oppression's too hard,
macro and microeconomics, bro. I
and
understand
I
your
need to
point.
go get a white man or another race to go ahead
Right.
because
I understand
too much. I
individually you
understand.
can go out here and get your
Too much.
jobs and you can get a good job and make a good income individually. But what are you as black men? What are we as black men able
There
to
is no
do?
we.
Hold up. Oh, okay.
No.
We different then. We different.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why.
y'all definitely
Yeah.
different. That's what I was trying to explain to y'all. Definitely
I get you.
different. Y'all
I get you.
100% different. Y'all like night and day.
I
Different.
understand. I understand.
Okay, he on some old different other stuff than that. But what I was saying was that, yo, I don't care how much a woman makes. I just care if if it's a time where I'm down and I need her, if she abuses that situation. That's the only thing that I care about personally.
Right.
Because no, the truth is, even though I take care of everything, no man is up 100% of the time. Sometimes we have times where we're not as up as we usually used to be. Like, for example, you could be, yo, I know some people who was millionaires from crypto, 100,000aires, whatever the case may be, right? Did very well for themselves. Crypto took a hit, boom, you no longer a millionaire, 100,000 there. You took a big hit. The stock market, whatever the case may be, back in 2008, 2009, the real estate market, no man is up 100% of the time. So, you know what I'm saying? If you do need a help me, a woman who's able to come through when you need her and come at your side, knowing that you're a quality dude, knowing that you handle your business. You know what I'm saying? The only problem I ever have is if she's in that position and she abused that position and try to abuse me.
Right.
Hey, Israel, would you agree there's a difference in choice and opportunity when it comes to vetting, when it comes to the woman vetting you? And I mean this by
Explain what you mean by that.
choice. The woman is with you because that's where she wants to be, where you are. Meaning the first date and all that, hey, let's go sit in the park. And she's sitting right there for 3 hours. It's getting cold and she's still out there. Got to use the bathroom holding it to sit there and be with you. That's choice. That's called, this woman wants to be here. That's something you might want to look at as far as marriage. Opportunity is 6-figure, 6-pack and all the YouTube talking points and you can do this and what you, they're not dating you. They're dating you on paper and they're dating the stuff. How they're going to treat you, it's just a matter of time. That's why when you lose your job, when it's the night shift, the day shift, you get sick, they were never vested anyway. Every marriage, every relationship is to be tested. That's part of the vetting process anyway.
Well,
Then
I will argue
the real test. I'm not coming at you. I was just using that as an example with the shift.
No, it's cool. I want to answer that, but it's cool.
I'm just saying, you get ugly, I don't know, one of your kidneys falls out, something happens and you down, and she walks and runs away. She was never vested. That's just part of the process. But she never chose you. She chose the opportunity. I'm gonna deal with this dude for now until I get the dude I want. I'm gonna deal with this dude.
Survival mentality.
She's still emotionally invested to her ex, but she can't get him right now.
Well, let me offer this. Well, and this is anecdotal, but let me offer this. The woman that I ended up marrying was someone who I dated, was my high school sweetheart, so to speak. So again, I got married young. So
right, it wasn't directed towards you.
No, I know, but okay. I got you. I didn't take it personal. I just wanted to give some anecdotal just to say that that's not all. I understand what you're saying, and you're right in context, but that's not always the case, right? And I was using my experience to say, well, I'm give you an example. So basically, the long story short, yo, sometimes some people have a different threshold and a different tolerance and endurance for struggle. They might love you. They might be all into you. They might be all in. At the same time, you don't know a situation until you're in that situation. And everybody does not have the same threshold or the same tolerance for pain or the same threshold or the same tolerance for struggle. And that's just kind of the way it is. Some women may be down for you, but they didn't know that y'all would struggle as bad as you end up struggling.
What
And when you
exactly
end
are
up,
we? What exactly are we talking about right now?
Yeah, Dan had a question too, but go ahead.
Like
So-
what exactly are we talking about right now?
what we're talking about is this. So if you basically you're dating a person, right? You vetted that person, you're dating that person, right?
Right. Mhm.
And everything is all good. You're in the romantic phase, everything is good. Y'all love each other, lovey-dovey, they down. But you're in a certain position, you're in a decent position in life, right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
I hear you.
Okay. So now y'all going forward.
Uh-huh.
And eventually, like he said, maybe a kidney fall out, maybe you fall off altogether financially, whatever the case may be.
Right.
What happens in the real world is a lot of times women will stick it out with you to a point
Okay.
because their threshold or their tolerance or endurance for the struggle may be different. Some women are able to tolerate that and endure with you. Other women are not. But that does not mean
when you're
Hold on,
running
hold on,
with this
fam.
woman, you got to have insurance, though. That's insurance.
There's
is
no
supposed to
such thing as insurance. What do you mean? What do you mean? There's no
So
such
you
thing as
talking about
insurance.
if we just trying to survive, man and woman, and then you get wounded and you can no longer work. That type of scenario. Is that what you're trying to say?
Or if your money, or if you wait, hold on, Scan.
Okay.
Or if you lose your job.
Okay, so
yeah,
you
for an
lose your
extended
job.
period of time. For an extended period of time.
So you and her are hustling, she working, you're working, y'all making money, y'all taking care of things, paying the rent, all that together. Then you fall off. You lose your job, you can no longer provide.
Yeah,
Now
or you was doing it by yourself and you can no longer provide.
And you can no longer. And then what? And then
Eventually, so we're talking about eventually the process of some women could go here with you and stay. Some women could go to a certain point and then they fall off. That's what we're talking about. Some women have different.
In that situation where a brother falls off, we're trying to determine, or we're talking about whether the woman that you're with at the end, when you fall off, whether she'll stay with you or she'll leave you.
No, we're not determined if she will, because there's no that's what I'm trying to make you understand. Scam's position was if she rock with you, she gonna rock with you regardless. My position.
Hold on, there still are points, which is a good point that you're making. For example,
so my
you spat on me, I can't do it. That's my line. Or she might have a line. Well, look, this dude was making 128. Now he's making 46. You know what? I'll rock with him. But if he's making $8.50 an hour, or can't work with part time, that's their breaking point. Everybody,
and that doesn't mean that she doesn't love you, and that doesn't mean that she doesn't rock with you. It just means that maybe things just got to a point where it was above her tolerance or above her endurance level, and that shit happens in real life. That happens.
Yeah,
so I'm talking. It would be about what is his plan? What is that man's plan? What has he got going on? It's not as simple as he's working in it and COVID virus comes around and then it knocks his business out and he goes bankrupt and stuff. Okay, it's about what ultimately does that man do? How does he bounce back? How does he handle his business? What is? But
do you realize that sometimes with women you don't get to that aspect? Sometimes with women they're not patient enough or they're not endurance enough to get you to the aspect. Sometimes they don't stick in there.
You can't depend on them, and it has to be about what your plan is in the business you're handling.
And whether she
stays or goes depends on how you get yourself through.
And listen, you listen. Wait, hold on, Scam. Hold on, Scam. Real quick.
Yeah, we're all saying the same thing.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Let me say this. He's preaching to the choir. That's what I'm about to say. You're preaching to the choir because that's why I say personally, I pay all my own bills. I pay all my stuff. And then if a woman, she comes into my situation, so whatever she does doesn't affect me one way or another. I'm already on my square. I'm already handling my business. It doesn't matter how much money she makes. It doesn't matter how much money she has because I have my own stuff.
But let's say you make a certain amount of money and that woman comes into the relationship making a certain more amount of money. Mm-hmm. Does that change the dynamics of the gender roles? Does that
somehow affect for me? That? Hell no, not for
Do
me.
you
No.
think that the women believe that it should in some way, shape, or form affect the dynamics between men and women because she's the breadwinner? She has more resources, more capability than you. She can
In
afford
America,
more, a better spot, a bigger car,
in America,
vacations.
in America, most women, yes, they do believe that.
Are
Is
those
it
women
right?
marriable anyway?
No, it's not right. No, I don't. No.
What's wrong about it?
I mean, it's evident, it's obvious. First of all, if you have a man, like you alluded to earlier, you should have a man that's casting his vision and casting his plan. And so therefore, if you rock it with that man, you should believe in his vision and believe in his plan, and you should have faith in him to rock with him to allow him to execute the plan. You should have understanding as a woman that just because it's going bad right now doesn't mean it's gonna go bad forever. Right. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Crazy Bone has entered the building.
All right, yo, what's up, brother? But anyway, so the thing about it is, yo, there's a lot wrong with that mentality and a lot wrong with that way of thinking. But you just asked me what is.
How can it have? Okay, my man's back.
What's up, Trigger Mike?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good? You all right?
Power out the dog. Oh man, it's gonna happen.
Paid
But
that electric bill, bro.
say again.
You still ain't paid that electric bill from last time.
Man,
Y'all got weather out there, don't you? Y'all got
no,
some
not today. It's construction. As soon as the power went out, I heard the construction in the back. It always happens, bro, at least once a week. But sorry about that. I see y'all can continue the conversation. I'll get my questions ready while y'all do that.
What were you saying, brother?
No. Hey, Israel, I think what we were saying was all agreeing upon the same thing. It's just scalability. If a woman will continue to rock with you when you fall off for 15 minutes, she won't rock with you. If you stay for 15 days, she wasn't rocking with you. If she'll still try to go as long as she can, 4-5 years, hanging on, fighting, willing to fight for the marriage or the relationship, she was actually rocking with you, and it was what it was.
Yo, you know what's a good wait.
Hey,
you know what's a good wait, real quick.
That's called endurance.
Hold on, fam. That's what I said. But you know what's a good example of that?
Part of it's endurance. Part of it
wait, hold on, scam. You know what's a good
ahead.
example of that? Acrimony. That movie Acrimony. That's a good
Tyler
example
Perry
of
movie,
what
bro.
I'm talking about. Huh?
Tyler Perry movie, bro.
No, Acrimony is
anyway,
a good example. That's
It
a
is
great
a good example of
You've
what
seen
I'm
movie.
talking about, of the concept that I'm talking about.
I'm living that shit right now. I swear.
Acrimony.
I
It's
swear.
the concept. It's because the man had a vision, right? He casted his vision. He didn't have shit. She didn't have shit for real. Her mama died. Then she got shit, right? No, scam. Listen, you can learn a lot from a lot of different things. So listen, so she was rocking with the dude, believing in him, supporting him. He made a mistake, but he was a dude that had a vision, had a plan, or whatever. He made a mistake and did something with someone else, whatever the case may be. But then she started listening to her sisters, listening to the outside, kept getting in their ear. He ain't there, Hannah. She endured. But the problem was all along, because of all that pressure, she started going further and further and further and further away from him. But he had the same vision, the same plan. He was that same man, whether he had $0 or whether he had $1 billion. He was the same man.
I got pushback.
What's the pushback?
Okay, check it. There's a guy who marries a woman at 125 pounds. As soon as they get married, she gets to 346. He should have left when she got about 178, 220.
Come on, man. You always trolling, man.
Then,
Stop the bullshit.
then all of a sudden, because it's a movie, all of a sudden, she goes and becomes this beauty queen. The person that he was in that movie, why are we talking about a damn Tyler Perry movie of all things?
It's not, fuck the Tyler Perry movie, but it's about the concept.
Throughout the process, he was not the man that he was supposed to be.
Are you silly? He was. He absolutely was the same man. He was grinding. He was the man he was supposed to be. He just didn't have the results. Wait, hold on. He just didn't have the results yet. And this is the problem with black women in America.
No,
they don't have the vision. Hold on. They don't have. He was doing what he was supposed to do. They don't have the vision. They don't have the foresight. I don't think he's seen
the movie, man.
Right. They don't have the vision. Hold on. They don't have the vision. They don't have the vision or the foresight to be able to endure until the end, because sometimes it don't happen right away. Sometimes, like the brother was alluding to, it takes a minute. Sometimes it takes a long time. But if you're there and you endure, he who endures to the end shall be saved. You'll get the prize.
Yeah. So let me just say this on the acrimony thing. The acrimony thing. So here's the funny thing about acrimony. It's like a metaphor for real life in today's age. The only place where they capped is what they made him that smart without working, without working. Most men are actually doing that are about something, that have the drive. They are doing what he was doing in their whatever field while they work to sustain. So that's
Yeah.
the only part where he made it look capped, like that dude won't go into work and he won't do it.
But
No,
let
most
me
dudes are doing whatever the hell they need to do in the day to day. And because they doing that, they can't do their own thing as fast. So, and they eventually end up winning. Anybody you see, whether it's my family, whether it's immigrants, these women know you play a slow burning game with this dude. He's going to win. You play a slow burning game with him. He's there every day. At some point, just like he gambling, he gonna hit. And I'm gonna be here when he do. Most women ain't down for that nowadays. They want instant gratification,
Right.
and they want luxury up front.
Up front, right. That's the point.
Not even instant gratification, but I'm talking about a decent woman wants a form of stability as well as emotional stability. She was
Hey,
going
bro,
insane
the
daily
dude
and
in that
lost
movie
her
was
life.
the dude in that
It was a
movie
movie.
was a nation builder, bro.
He was a
He
visionary.
built an empire, bro. He built a kingdom. And when you do that in the real world, what he's doing is close to what black nationalists are doing. People
No.
like Huey P. Newton and Martin Luther King. He built something that just didn't secure him and his particular family. He built something that he could bless multiple families. Like it was a big project. It wasn't just easy about go getting a job and running with keeping up with the Joneses and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? This man was an inventor. He created something that companies were paying him millions and billions. Just that one thing he was working on. Y'all was making y'all little money this whole time, and he might not have been making no money. But when he sold that shit, he made more money than all y'all put together been making this whole time that he wasn't making no money.
Hey, see
Even
the
with,
concept of a nation. Oh, my bad. I
even
thought
with
you
the
were done.
money, she shouldn't have stayed.
Hey, but hold on. I want to touch on what he said,
What?
because he said that nation. Hold
I
on.
like
See,
saying
I
it.
think scam. I think what you're missing is that the nation builder mindset. When you think about when you're a nation builder, you're thinking beyond just you and the person that's living with you. You thinking about you and, like you said, the next families and the next families. But you're not going to think about the next families if you don't think those families are your people. And that's why it's so toxic and it's so dangerous to think that other people that look like you aren't your family, aren't your people, because you're going to foster a selfish mindset, and you're going to be like, well, these things don't matter. It don't really matter about building a nation. Now you're going to forget that your woman needs to stand by you even when things are bad. And I'm talking about stand by longer, endure, like my man Israel said, Matthew 24:13. He that endures to the end will be saved. You got to endure. That concept goes, like, people don't want to hear the Bible, but the Bible is going to give you characteristics. It's going to build your character. You got to have strong character to be able to actually have strong relationships and family.
No.
No to what? We ain't got to have strong character to build a relationship, to build a family.
He gonna dust the whole panel.
He don't believe in the
I know
community.
it's
He don't
trying to
believe
black-
in the community,
I know
and he
it's
don't
trying to
believe in the
black be black.
concept of
Even
endurance.
if
Right.
you
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna say,
believe,
we know
even
what
if you
Scam
don't
gonna say.
believe with your particular belief system, if you're going to choose to take that standing point, play devil's advocate or troll anything, still intellectually, how can you explain logically your stance, where you're coming from? How do you justify being the way that you are? How do you what is your stance against being the way that he is or I am? You know what I'm saying? Like, more, rather than just saying no, can you back that up with intelligence?
Bet.
Yeah, I can back it
All
up
right.
with ignorance too.
So let's get some questions going. I'm gonna get the question going. I'm gonna have to buy some coffee before they kick my black ass out of here. You know how they do. You gotta buy something. All right. Do women start tripping when they start making money? Now, I'm not even talking about making more money than the man. I mean, just being, they get education, they get all of these things. Because remember, I said, yes, there are some men that are power hungry and they have bad habits and they'll start to lord their power over women. That is the small minority of men. Most men, their advancement in life, money or otherwise, is tied to their family's advancement. I level up, we all level up. The kids get more activities, they get more toys, they get better. Everybody gets better. Everything. Who's the first person to get a car when a dude start busting money? The wife gets an upgrade. So we know just naturally that is the way men behave generally when they level up. But do women do women start tripping when they start making money, and why? Dusto, go ahead.
No, because all money does is show an advanced version of who the person already was. If the woman went from 20,000 to 80,000 and starts acting a fool, she was already a fool at 20,000. She was dealing with you for opportunity. Just like if a man goes from 100 to 300 and goes and gets a slimmer, trimmer woman that's 10 years younger, he never wanted that woman that he had anyway. All money did was expose who the person was. And somehow through conversation and the vetting and all this stuff, you'll see the signs of who the person is and what they really want. People don't just poof start changing into something that they never were.
Hey, I agree with that. People don't just change into what they wasn't. They are who they are. They were who they were. They become more of what they are, usually when you get what you get. So I don't disagree with that. I do think though, like as far as when it comes to women, women already are inclined to be foolish. They're already inclined to destroy their own situation. They're pretty much, I hate to say it, but they're self-destructive. They're going to walk off a cliff if you allow them to. What I'm saying is that's why it's important for them to have guidance, have direction, and they got to have a strong man that's going to tell them what they need to do, where they need to go. With a woman that's able to get her money, she's going to start smelling herself and be like, I don't need you, which is the whole purpose of the whole welfare and child support and all of that stuff that was done back then, was to give her this power, give her the sense of she can provide for herself, secure herself. And then once she has that, it's like, okay, there's no need for you. And when she has no need for him, because she has no need to be told what to do. Because at the end of the day, like I said, women are like children. They need to be told what to do. So women would get that money. They'll get that so-called perceived power, that feeling of power, and then they'll start act out.
CEO, I guess he went.
All right. So the only way I can understand, like when he said, do they start tripping? I see it as there's one world where a man is the medium of exchange. A man is a woman's way to survival and success. That's kind of like the traditional way. But we're in a modern world. And in this modern world, you know what I'm saying, money is the way for survival and success. And the way to money is through these jobs, through employment within the greater society. Women can go get a job and replace you and get a mindset that they don't necessarily, their experience in life is they don't need a man for anything. And in this particular environment, that is true. They damn near don't. If they can go out and make a lot of money, what do they need us for? If you're not talking about nationalism, if you're not talking about defending of our particular society or people, and you're just American, you're just one with everybody else in America. If you, even as a woman, or a man, if you have millions of dollars, what do you need anybody else for?
So I will argue that women need men for guidance. Women need men for leadership.
They can just pay for your guidance.
Wait, hold on. No, they can't though. You could pay. It's like hold on, fam. When you was talking, I let you rock. Like, why y'all keep talking over me? I don't understand that.
I apologize.
You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a respectful thing, right?
That's my fault.
All right. So, you know, you could, like Jay-Z said, you could pay for school, but you can't buy class. Like you could pay for an education, quote unquote, but you can't pay for knowledge. And you can't pay for leadership and guidance. Like you can't pay for that. So this is the thing. We were created in different atmospheres for different reasons. Women were created a certain type of way and men were created another type of way. And those two entities are supposed to come together and create something beautiful, create something else, right? And so we both are interdependent where we need each other for certain aspects of life. However, I disagree. Women can't, even if they have a job, a high-paying job, and they have a lot of money, 9 times out of 10, most of those women, even making a lot of money, they're going to overspend. They're going to spend. And because they spend, they're going to be in debt. And because they're in debt, that means that they're not free and have a certain level of freedom or a certain level of discipline to be able to get certain other things accomplished. So men are necessary regardless of how much money we have, no matter how much money we make. Men are necessary in the lives of the women. Now, I know you all have a more broader scope with the nationalism, and I can't argue with you guys, and I can't down you guys for being nationalists. I think that it's a wonderful thing,
I
right?
can't.
Wait, but hold on. But my thing, yo, that's on you. But my thing is this. I believe and I think strongly that it's necessary for women to keep their men in their lives. It's necessary for them to have that guidance and a leader. Like they say, a woman without instruction is headed for destruction.
It's up to the men to show them what that looks like. If they're in an environment where they can perceive themselves to be taking care of themselves, if they're in an environment that allows them to perceive in reality that they are doing fine without you, it is what it is. You would have to show them that the life that they're living, the black men, you would have to show them the life that we're living, it can be better. They don't see, all they know is this. Give them an alternative. If you say that you can do better, that they're missing out on your leadership, show under their leadership, this is what they got. They're making good money. They got jobs, their bosses and everything. If they gave full leadership to us, how does their life in America become better?
Let me answer the question. Of course, it got to be anecdotal. So allow me to answer the question. The women that have been in my life, I only can speak for the women that have been in my life. You know, the one thing I constantly hear, they thank me constantly for being in their life. And they thank me not because of the money that I've given them, or not because I bought them this or bought them that. It's because I've taught them. Not only have I taught them, I've led by example. So by them watching my example, and by them watching how I live, and by them listening to the things and the jewels that I dropped in their life, I was able to help people in those situations to enhance their situation every time. As a result of dealing with me, their lives have been better. Their situations have been better. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's how men should move. A man should move a certain kind of way. He should cast his vision. He should cast his plan. And that vision and that plan should make a woman's life better as a result of being associated with that man. So I agree wholeheartedly, but that's for me, that's how I live.
Is that reflecting the black men as a general population, and how is that manifesting in our standards of living and quality of life as black people, specifically in America? What is black male leadership doing when it comes to the black state, the black situation, our particular condition in America?
Well, this is how I got to wait, hold on. Just he asked me, let me answer it. This is where I gotta lean, and I'm about to throw you the ball though. This is how I gotta lean to dust though a little bit. Yo, that's up to you. And the thing is, it's my responsibility to take care of myself and my house, and then that fans out. If I'm not taking care of myself and my family, how can I tell anybody else what? How can I help anybody else?
How did you get to a point where you can take care of yourself? If another member of your family, of your race, wasn't willing to take the time to take care of you, how did you get to the point where you could even take care of yourself? That's just your family. But let's talk about hold up. Let's talk about
you didn't
race.
Let me finish.
The only way you can even
question.
get education or anything is because previous generations just didn't focus on themselves. They understand that for us to survive, our generation, to be here today and live the life that we're living, they had to take responsibility.
You're missing a major point. The responsibility.
Now we have the modern man who just wants to say he's serving himself.
No, you didn't let me finish. You're missing a major point. The major point is you got to take self accountability and self responsibility of yourself first, and then you fan out. But you can't help nobody if you can't help yourself.
How do you learn how to take care of yourself?
Listen,
from
you
your
take
family?
care of. Listen, you take. That's not true.
Culture.
See, that's not true.
You're taught.
That's not true.
Yeah, your condition.
No, that's not always true. That's not true.
So where did you learn how to take care of yourself?
Bro, I learned it from a lot of ways, but
when did you first move out of your mom and dad's house? When was the age that you first moved out on your own and started taking care of yourself?
16.
16.
Yes.
16. So 16 years, somebody else taught you how to close doors, open doors, unlock them, keys, leases, how to go to school, do your homework, gave you rules and instructions, which conditioned and became your behavior patterns.
No, that's not always true. See, you see what so you're assuming. So what you're doing is you're assuming that I grew up in a certain environment. around certain kind of people that taught me certain kind of things, and
Like,
that may not necessarily be
what would
so.
have happened if during those 16 years you would have had a father like me, or a very educated, highly intelligent, you know what I'm saying, aggressive, business-minded father who really taught you and worked and had you start businesses at 12 and things like that, and was encouraged you like that? And what if all black men in America were pushing that type of entrepreneurship, and our children are taking control?
But did you just hear what? But did you just hear what you said?
We're
You
not
said a
doing
father.
that.
You said a
Let
father
me
like
know
you.
I can
Only
Wait,
care
respond.
about
he said a
yourself.
father like you that taught you, and therefore you have a nationalistic perspective, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Do
So
you
your
believe
father
that you
had to
take
teach.
care of your
Yo,
kids in
you're
your
not listening,
household?
bro.
Do
You're
you
not
believe that
listening,
you're taking care of your kids if
bro.
you're not doing nothing about the environment around you in which your kids are subjected to?
I hear what you're
They'll step
saying,
out of
but
your house
you
and they
talking
will
about
go.
you talking about a macro situation. You talking about a macro
I'm
situation,
talking
and you
about how you
skipping
have to
steps.
perceive it. You
You
got to
skipping
raise your
steps,
perspective.
fam.
This is how
You
you have to
skipping
look at
steps.
things.
No, you skipping steps because I could ask you what. So where's your community? What have you done? Where's your
The
buildings?
black
Where are your
population of
schools?
America is
Where
my
are your
community.
schools? Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Where are your schools at?
The
Where's your school?
All right.
black
So
pop.
bore we get
See,
derailed on
exactly,
I can get
exactly.
it. I
You
can
don't
get
hold
it.
have
on.
nothing to show for what you're saying.
We do. We have a knowledge
I'm not
base
talking
and we
about what,
share information. Look,
bro.
what
All right,
does a college, or
CEO,
what do
we
you
got to
take
get back
for
on topic.
education for? You
CEO,
go
we got to
there
get.
to get a education or
Can
understanding,
y'all
a
hear me?
knowledge that you don't possess. Go ahead,
Yeah,
brother.
I can hear you. He just
Yeah,
be
we got to get
talking.
back
Go
on
ahead, brother.
topic. We got to get
Yeah,
back on
I was
topic.
gonna, but go ahead.
You start. Go ahead.
Can a woman? We're gonna start with Dusto, and I'm gonna ask each individual person a question. Naturally, we know women want their man to take over. It doesn't even matter. Like if I see situations of all types, right? So I've seen situations where the dude was in the Navy. He wanted to do something eventually. He got his GI Bill. He gave it to his wife. She went to nursing school. He get out the Navy. He do whatever. He go to IT school, whatever. And while he was doing that, she was the one holding down the bills. She was actually he became a nurse. She was working, paid all the bills while he was going to IT school. So I know a couple that did that exact same situation, right? Now she's a nurse practitioner. He's a CIO, chief information officer, both making hella bread. But can a woman be a primary breadwinner for a lifetime? What do y'all think? Dusto.
Yes.
Why?
Um, okay. We always there's all the YouTube trying to stuff people in boxes, pretending like these men are something that they're not, pretending that these women are something that they're not. They're pretending. Here's the deal: there's a man over here and there's a woman over here. If they come together and make agreement to stay together and do something, then they do it. If they don't, then they run crazy and talk a bunch of garbage. 10,000, 100,000, 400,000. They can live in an apartment, a car, or live in a house. It just is what it is. But there's somehow this false narrative with men. They're out here, they're building. No, they're not. They're crying and complaining every day. And they run when I come to dust them off. Most of the men are crying. They ain't doing nothing. Then there's average guys, they're doing okay. And then you got people doing something. These men are not the same. You got some women, you got some fat, masculine, Wigosaurus baby mamas. Then you got some average women. Then you got some women who want to be wives. So you can't lump them all together. A lot of people are out of control and not fit for any kind of relationship, marriage. And honestly, some of them don't even need to be here. But if two people decide to make it work, it's not all about it. Well, she makes 37.2 thousand, and that's gonna hold on a second. Nope, she's gonna leave in 6 days. They're gonna be together or not. That's all I got.
I mean, it's not that I don't disagree with you, but I think you're giving the ideal. That's what we would love to happen, right? Like, hey, it don't
Okay.
matter, But
Go ahead.
I think what most people really experience is the woman does start tripping. She does start to dictate things and or try to dictate things. And I think where Western women go wrong. Naturally, I told you, immigrants actually do this all day. People don't even really notice how it go down, how these people literally work and they don't keep score. When you go into a Chinese restaurant, who's at the front? Who's taking your order?
Trigger Mike. There are
The
women
wife.
who are tripping. There are women who are tripping with no money.
That's what I'm saying. But
No, hold on.
the
There are
wife.
women
Who's in the back cooking? The husband, right? These people can make it work. The wife will be a doctor. The dude will be, whatever. He doesn't make enough money. So it's really the woman's behavior that dictates just, the viability of the family going forward after that. Israel.
Huh?
Same question to you. Can a wife or a woman that makes more money be a primary breadwinner for life?
You know you just rigged that answer, right? You cheated, but it's good.
No, I didn't.
A woman can't be a primary breadwinner for life. No. That's in a marriage, no. The reason why I say that is because number one, I don't believe that was her position or her role to begin with. And so because that's not the position that she was created for, it's difficult for her to hold the frame long enough to cultivate that situation. And because of that, it brings everything else out of order. So no, a woman is not capable of being the primary breadwinner the whole marriage. No.
All right, cool. CEO DMP. Can a woman be a primary breadwinner for life?
Yeah. In our particular society as it's structured, yeah. Look at Oprah. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, in our particular society, they can't. But you got to clarify the comment. Are you saying if without men, or are you
All
saying
right.
just
He
in our
said in a
In a
marriage.
marriage.
He said in a
But
marriage.
let
Oprah
me
don't
be
have no
very
kids
clear.
if she's not
Oprah,
married.
Right.
okay, women like Oprah and Rihanna are the worst examples ever.
So
Do you see how
are you?
they amass wealth and they disregard marriage altogether? Sometimes
He
even
said in a
children.
marriage.
Yeah. So in a
Even in a
marriage,
marriage, she can
yeah.
make more money. Let's say she was married to Stedman. Like, why couldn't she make all the money, the whole marriage, their
It's
entire
a different.
lives?
It's the
What I'm
difference between
saying is,
earning money
yeah.
and being a primary breadwinner. There's a
What I'm
difference.
saying is,
What do you mean?
you
What
see
is the
how I
difference
try to.
between earning money and being primary?
Tell
No,
him, Trigger Mike, what
well,
the
hold
difference
on.
is.
Let me preface this. There's a reason why I said this earlier, that when women have something to protect, they forego all traditional things. We can't even talk about Oprah. She ain't married. She, in my opinion, she's disrespecting. She's playing the hell out of that dude, because people are like, oh well, uh, maybe it just works for them. Hell no, he wants to be married to that woman. What the hell is a dude sticking around for like that? That if he doesn't marry the woman. So we're talking about married everyday women. That, in fact, we don't even use the extreme examples.
So just like
So,
if it was just me and I have a wife, right?
mm-hmm.
And in our marriage, she is the one making all the money. She is the primary breadwinner and
Mm-hmm.
has been that way for the last 10 years, 12
Mm-hmm.
years.
No, not all. Just
Matter
primary.
of fact, she supports me and me and one of my invention, almost like on that movie he was talking about.
Yeah.
She's been supporting me in that, but yet I still run the household. But when it comes to bringing in them little pieces of paper, she's got that on lock. But when it comes to building legacy, when it comes to actually putting structure and bringing
Mm-hmm.
value into the home, like, she takes my advice despite the fact that she's got all the money.
Mm-hmm.
I tell her how to properly allocate the funds. I'm the one who manages the projects that we take on and initiate. And I wouldn't give a fuck if it goes that way the entire relationship, because I'm not focused on the money. I'm focused on the next generation of legacy. So as far as I'm concerned, when you put up the taxes, she could be the real breadwinner, and I could basically come up only making like $30,000-$40,000 a year, because that's all I take out of the organization to cover my expenses, because I'm just all about work.
I got pushed back. Trigger Mike, you're muted. And I
Go ahead, Dustin.
Go ahead. Going back to the beginning. Primary breadwinner. Primary. She makes more money. Let's just say, because they do this on YouTube in reality, because they keep pretending that all these black women make all this money. And then these dudes ain't making it, and they're all working AutoZone in the back. No. Let's just say this woman graduated, got her master's, and has a job. Or like the woman I know that worked for the federal government when I lived in D.C. There's a lot of women who work for the government. They were making some good money. Some of them wanted to control their men. They didn't have one. Or they had dust to crust at home. Some women decided they want a man and they just can't get one who makes more. And they work with that husband and had a relationship. It's the decision of, do you want this man or do you not? or do you want this man and have a relationship or not? It's not about the money. If they make it about the money, then now it's about the money. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, that's the first thing I think you said that I 100% agree with, and I believe that that's the way it should be. But I think CEO and Desto, what y'all are primarily alluding to is this is the ideal. In fact, not only is that, I know why y'all believe that. This is what women say. I think me and Israel are more so alluding to how women behave. You got to watch them, bro. You just have to watch how they behave after the fact. You can give them everything in life that they ask for. They will use it against you. That is what we're seeing more so in real time. So, CEO, I'm going to go back to your example. All right. Your example said that the best case scenario, the ideal scenario is you working on nation building. And usually in a relationship, when this type of stuff happens, y'all agree to it up front. Y'all excited about it. Y'all like, yo, we gonna do it. You gonna build that. I'm gonna do this. And somehow in the middle of it, I think the one thing that women don't plan for is stuff going wrong. The trenches in the middle of it. For some reason, this is the difference between men and women.
She's not supposed to be planning.
No, hold on. No. This is what I'm saying. Naturally, in the midst of a relationship, there are going to be bumps in the road. There are going to be natural things that occur. There are going to be things you need to plan for. She might get fired. She might get laid off. She might want to go on maternity leave, but can't. She's going to start to resent the fact that you're not as productive as her. It literally happens 99.9%.
That right there could, that's what I'm saying. That's a hypothetical situation, because I would question the manhood of a man who a woman would have to question your productivity. I don't give a damn in any situation, right? That you're not going to lose confidence in me, because I'm going to be truly pursuing my goal and my objectives and my mission. So I'm always going to be doing my part. You're never going to be questioning whether or not I'm going to be able to take care of it.
Case in point, CEO, a man's productivity is directly tied to his income. No, that is the way women see it. So I understand what you're trying to say about productivity being
that's how
y'all
women
outline.
see it. That's how
women. Okay, I told you don't go by what they say. Watch what they do.
Have you ever been involved with people?
In fact, let me give you
one part of a man.
When a woman wants to disparage a man, what is the first thing she calls him?
Broke ass. Yo, broke ass.
Broke. That is what they think about our ability. Like that's the first thing they know is gonna hurt us. You don't produce enough like another man does.
So we're talking about this happening to men who are not producing enough and being confronted by their women for not producing enough.
No. That's actually not true.
Tia Mori, anybody? Somebody said in the chat, Tia Mori, anybody?
Trigger Mike. No. The whole discussion, you're basing it on women who are not going to be wives, and you're basing it on the people who are not. Women who are don't do this stuff. Women who are not, it doesn't matter what it is, they'll find. Because if you're not broke, you're on the down low, and there's this. Then if you're not cheating, they'll accuse you of it anyway. These people aren't married but aren't for relationships. It's a matter of time. Just pick one off a tree, what the issue is.
And as men, you just continue to pursue your mission, objectives, and goals, and you do not concern yourself with the women on the side. There's some of them that will stick beside you, and they'll probably stick beside you because you have a real bond, a real relationship. You communicate with together. And there's some that are just looking to be taken care of. They'll leave as soon as shit gets scary. As soon as shit get, they'll bail on you. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your communication, how you handle it, and you should be able to perceive if the woman beside you has got you or not. And even you should have a plan for if she's got you, and you should have a plan for if she don't. You know what I'm saying? You should never really rely upon what she's gonna do. You should be handling your business primarily. You know that's bottom line right there. Whatever she does, when you got with that woman, you had your plan going on, and you already planned her on the side. You understand you was going to have to take about $100 out of your bank account for 2 weeks to take her on little dates and to have a little time with her. You're managing her into the schedule. So I don't care what she thinks. I don't care if she drops off or not. If she drops off, that's just one liability. That's one account I close in my book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm managing my shit. I'm administering. I'm doing my thing. And even this right here, it's being accounted for. How much time do I contribute to this particular conversation? What am I getting back out of it? It's you as a man managing your life. What is your goal? What is you pursuing? Everybody else is just on the side. You're just bumping into them along the way. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's especially with women. Because they just looking to bump into a man like you who's pursuing a goal that's profitable, and they trying to get in your pockets. That's all they're looking for. For you and doing whatever it is you're doing, for her to be able to attach herself to you, and you be willing to take care of her along your
we'll agree to disagree, because with what you're saying, with the right woman, you can absolutely accomplish it. So men need to just focus on getting the right type of woman.
Just focus on themselves. Yeah, focus on themselves and their goals.
The right type of woman to come to you. Just focus on your goals.
I agree with
that. No,
I
agree with that. The right type of woman. Huh? Hold on. We're gonna get to the
against what you were pitching.
What? Like she gonna see you doing your thing. That's when you're gonna find the right type of woman. She gonna see you doing your thing, shining. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that's when you're gonna run into it, bro. But if you just standing around expecting to find, you ain't gonna find it. But do you pursue your goals? Set an objective, have a plan. You want to make $1 million within 2 or 3, 4. Do all that, and in pursuit of that, you'll run into many good women.
I can agree.
Because the only man do it the right way. All women want is a man who's doing that.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next
you'll
question.
have your pick of the list.
Yeah, productivity is only one part of a man. It's not
I agree with that. But what do the women see? That's what we're.
No, Trigger Mike. If you look at what women are doing, most men. Okay, there's only a few men who are making this 6-figure, 7-figure money. Few. Those men are responsible most of the time, married or don't have children. Most of the women have kids. So who's sticking their meat in there? So if all the women only productive men, how they getting bent over and stuck by dudes that don't even have a job or average men?
Because women suck at vetting men.
They knew this dude didn't make $100. Hold on. They got stuck.
We're not gonna get off track. We're not gonna get off track. I got another question. And y'all can allude to this in your answers. We're gonna start with you, Relentless, since you just got here.
Okay.
Women have been saying for generations, I think since I've been alive, they've been using the term male ego. Now that they get put in positions the same as men, they get leadership positions, they're not really changing the term to just ego, because women have egos too. Mm-hmm. Whose ego is worse displayed outwardly at its worst? Male ego or female ego? Relentless, you first.
Well, before I get started, I want to say, thank you for letting me be on the panel again. What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing good.
It's good.
I'm going to say women, and I know they may not like it, but it's like when women get into those positions, the ego is out of revenge. Sometimes, not all the time. I want to make that clear. Not all. So it's like out of revenge. It's out of payback. They take on that role in a sense of not of being a leader, but being an authoritarian. Like they go into it and they want to come off as a superior figure. And if you have to come off that way, because I was always told, taking my leadership classes in undergrad, that if you have to convince yourself that you're the leader, then you're not the leader.
Yep, I like that answer. All right, Dust. Whose ego is worse, male ego or female ego?
Most of them have no self-esteem to begin with. Most black women, I guess we're talking about black, but it's really all races. Most people don't have any confidence, or it's very low, and it's just a front. People with confidence, people who really believe in something, they don't act like this. Or people don't have any discipline. Disciplined people, real people who got something going on, they don't act like this. So the fact that people flexing egos and all that shows you who they really are. But going back to the original point, man and woman, there's men and women who like and want to be with each other, and there's people who don't. When woman finds a man they really want to be with him, they don't start flexing on him. They don't do this. When man wants to be with woman, he don't do stuff like this. That's all I got.
That is true. Yeah, Israel. Male ego or female ego? Which is worse?
I think the female ego is worse by nature. The reason why I feel like the female ego is worse is because men by nature are the type of people that are going to take care. They look out for the best interest of everybody, right? Women generally have a perspective of what's best for me. And because they have that perspective, the fact that their ego is worse because it's more of a selfish type thing. Men get pride in how they take care of their families, how they take care and of the situation, how they pay their bills, how they do. Women is more so how they look or how they appear or what their body is like or whatever. And it's socialization, but definitely their ego is worse.
Excellent answer. Excellent answer. CEO DMP. Whose ego is worse, male or female?
Undeniably the male ego. And you can see that it's worse in the fact that we have children who are dying. Our economy is crippled. We're not really handling business and stuff. And we're even involving ourselves in gender war. Male ego is knowing that kids are dying and as men, we need to take responsibility, do the best we can. Male ego is saying, I hear the woman talking her shit, but I have more bigger things to deal with. I have to build a nation. I have to take care of a family. I have to somehow, in some way, shape, or form, advance my particular people so that they don't have to be born into this world and my children don't have to go through the same bullshit I had to go through, right? So I got baby mamas. If you talk to them, boy, they can sit around all day and gossip and talk shit about me. Right? That can't stop me. That can in no way, shape, or form interfere with what I got to do as a black man. Because whether I do it or I don't do it, they gonna talk shit about me. But ultimately, I have a goal. I have to focus on what I'm doing, and I can't be caught up with that. So you look at our condition as black people in America. Everything that's wrong, I say black men can get on these channels and admit that that's fucked up. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Why aren't we all fixing it? I say that's male ego. And I say that's the biggest thing we can see. The very state and the condition of black America is evidence of black ego. We're the only ones who can fix it. Why is it not being fixed? Because we get in these chats and we doing a challenge and shit and dick measure and debate and talk whoop-de-whoop. So it's male ego that is the real. The woman ego comes out of desperation. She's just trying not to look like a clown out here because it looks like her race and the children she produced, her men are incompetent of government. They're incompetent of taking over. Her shit is fake. It's all just because she don't want to look stupid. That's why they even bleach their skin and constantly walking around with straight hair. They're just embarrassed. They're ashamed. They're dealing
bro,
with
you all over the place, bro. You got some points, but you
that's
all over
in
the
it.
place.
You just got to be able to keep up. I'm
I
highly
can keep
intelligent.
up. I'm ahead of you, but you all over the place.
It's a straight line.
You like
CEO.
no, it ain't no straight line, fam. You like this.
CEO,
like
may I ask you a question?
Let me give because there's more than just 5 people listening. So if you feel that way and you don't catch what I just said, if you can't keep up, that's
I what you said, but bro,
but
it's not accurate.
It's not
accurate thought, though,
environments on a
fam.
regular basis.
Let me give my answer.
Many environments and they can keep up.
I kept up, but it's just not accurate thought. You all over the place.
I forgot what
let
the
me give
question
my
was.
let me give my answer.
Whose ego is bigger? Male ego or female ego? That's what he asked. And this man went all around the world just to answer that. Like he said everything without saying nothing.
Male
let
ego
Trigger Mike
starts.
talk.
We haven't ever seen a female ego.
Hey, bro, let Trigger Mike talk on his whole show, bro.
All right, we got you.
How often do you see female ego result in war?
CEO, I'm gonna answer. Hold on. All right. So I'm gonna have to align with Relentless and Israel on this one. I've never heard a woman described as benevolent. I've never heard them, even though they get the same opportunities. Well, the one thing that I said yesterday that I think aligns with this particular thing is that women can take power and lead with grace. They can lead with poise. They could lead with femininity. They don't do that. They decide to lead with their masculine nature. And when you try to become something you're not, you're going to overcompensate. See, the funny thing about women in leadership roles is that I think somebody used the word revenge. You got to understand how terrible and demonic that is, that you want to take revenge on most of the men who did nothing to you. In fact, they celebrated you when you got the promotion, right? And you're basically going to abuse them with it. So that is one of the sick. It's like a sick joke that's played on the men who put women over them. Don't put a woman over you so she can use and overcompensate you and abuse you with that power. That's why I said a man's power. Listen, look at society in general as an example. The fact that women are divorcing men 70 to 80% of the time is simply because they have access to. It's simply because they think they have money and have an ability to take something from the man, including his kids. You give them the power, they will abuse it. Power corrupts everyone, but it does not corrupt men and women equally. It will corrupt them faster. They are more impressionable. They will not lead correctly when we give them the opportunity to.
I disagree with all of this.
CEO, I got a question. I got a question, my brother. Like from yesterday and what I'm hearing now, you're always on men. Can we please hold women accountable for the shit that they do wrong, please? Because what happened to them being adults? Like I said yesterday, like I said today, I worked with kids and I work with adults. The difference is kids don't know no better because they don't know no better. Women are adults and they do know better. They just choose not to pick the right decision. So when and her fuck up, why is that on me? Why do we gotta be Superman and come in and save the day when it's not even our fault? Like I'm tired of us, especially as black men, wearing the cape of going to save the destruction of people who don't want to be saved.
The hierarchy is God, man, woman, and child. And the reason that you're experiencing this behavior with women is because, honestly, I don't want to disrespect the ladies, but women, compared to men, they're like children. Why do you think as soon as they come across us, they expect us to feed them? They expect us to make them feel better. They expect us to keep them safe.
But they're adults. They're like fully functioning adults. I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I'm sorry. You continue. I
understand they are fully functional adults, but when it comes to the context of nations, of populations of people, the women tend to generally behave kind of closer towards children. They just want to have fun. They just want to enjoy things. You know what I'm saying? It's the man that maintains the household, builds, expands the estate, is thinking about nationalism. Women just tend to generally not have that mindset. All right.
Okay, and you can provide all of that. You can do all of that.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
Men who are familiar with this never even look for that type of accountability out of them because we know, as time will tell, it's not in them. They don't like to take responsibility. They don't want to look bad. They don't want to be blamed. They don't want to. That's just how they're behaving. But we as men can't change our stance. We're responsible. Our women are acting like children. If that's what it is what it is. But we have to take care of the children beneath them. It's more than just about this women. We have responsibility to all these kids out here who we're bringing into this world, but we aren't taking care of things. And the men, the only ones who are supposed to do that, are sitting around saying the reason we're not taking care of our households, the reason we're not securing our communities is because the woman, she's in the way. She's being mean. She's not doing what I want.
That's not the case, fam.
Do you know how powerful the woman is in the United States, bro? They have the government, feminism, they friends, they family. God. They literally have everybody to back them up, bro. It is hard. It's not an excuse. I agree with you.
This is why I troll.
I get it. I'm not doing. See, that's the crazy thing. I'm somewhere in the middle of both of these brothers. That's the crazy thing. I don't agree with neither. Like yo, like the brother, CEO. What you're saying is not wrong in the beginning of what you're saying. What you're saying, I align totally with. It's the man's responsibility, and that's why I was saying you got to take control of your own house, your own space first. So we aligned in that aspect. I never say, oh, feminism, or oh, they got the power, or oh, the government. I never ever say that because I don't believe that. I believe that it's up to the men to do what they got to do and to take care of themselves and therefore take care of the community. I'm all about that, brother. But the only thing I disagree with you is you can't take the accountability, or you can't take the the responsibility totally from the women and just blame the men. I understand that we are
That's the point
responsible
I'm trying to
ultimately.
get to, because
Right.
that's
I
like,
understand.
he's
That's why I
right.
say I'm in the middle of
Oh
that.
no, go
I'm
ahead,
in
my
the
bad.
middle of both of y'all. I understand the men are the ones that's got to take the responsibility overall, but we cannot just make it seem like black women don't have nothing to do with this. That's all I'm saying.
Can I
All right.
cook
Dusto, I was
this
gonna say Dusto, Dust, and then we'll get to the next question.
All right, here's the deal. There's a community. But man, if I don't make it real simple. I grew up in this place called the black community. There were black couples. It was father-led. Bunch of men, 2-car driveways, green grass, 2, 3, 4,000 square foot homes. They were black. There was a standard of living. Grass was cut. Bikes moved out the driveway when the cars came. Oh, there's Mr. Jenkins' truck. You move your butt. You get what I'm saying? There was some kind of hierarchy, some kind of something that everybody go out and be productive. Not all, but overall, the next generation did okay because of what they grew up in. Then you got America, what you see out here now. You got the nation of Wigwam running everything, 80%. And you got the dudes who say they're these strong builders flying up and down the interstate to go raw dog the very women they complain about, yelling at them across panels. I hate you, hold you accountable. If you hold her accountable, that means she's a leader, right? But
Not
then
necessarily.
you're talking about men saving the household. Married men with children got their own thing to do. Single men with no kids got their own. Let's all black men go save everybody. Okay, when y'all behave like this, when you follow these standards, support is here. But if y'all want to do what y'all want to do, you go get your money, your energy, and time and resources from the nation of Wigwam that you signed up for. There will be 2 communities. One is what you see now, out of control, yapping, quacking. I'm not taking my time, resource, energy, and enabling it to make it worse. So you want me to go, me and Trigger Mike to go, he'll leave his family, me leave what I got going, to go help raise somebody else's kids while they're at the club, while they're doing what they want to do. That makes it worse. But this whole community, we all together, no. Do what you want to do. These people are on their own.
Mike, I know you want to move on real quick, but I just got something to say real quick. I'm very sorry. Like, CEO, I hear what you're saying, like, in respect of, like, don't talk about it, be about it. Am I correct? Oh, he's muted. Okay. Don't.
It's a lot bigger than that, but I don't want to expand it. I want to allow it to move on to the next question. But it's just, I don't know. It's just a mindset, bro. Like I don't want to expand it. I'll try to bring it out in the next question. You know.
Okay.
All right. So this will be next question. Can women replace men in executive positions? And I mean all of them. If you took all men out, the CEO of every major company, the top C-suite executives of every major company, and put women in those positions.
Trigger, something's going on with your phone. Something's going on with your mic.
Your mic is messing up.
Oh, okay. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, it's like staticky. You keep chopping in and out.
All right. Y'all hear me better now?
It sounds good now. Yeah, it sounds good now.
All right, bet. Yeah, I think it's because I was moving it. Can women replace men in all executive positions? If they were to replace all C-suite positions with women, what would that look like? Dust.
It would look like females sitting in those positions. Best person for the best job, regardless of gender, race, other statuses, and all that other stuff. Best person for the job.
Okay. Israel.
No, they can't replace all the CEOs. Women cannot. You know, again, it goes down to now there are some women that are qualified to handle certain businesses, certain positions, and they're well qualified, overqualified. At the same time, do I believe that women could take care of all those positions? No, I don't.
CEO DNP.
Not to say that women are incompetent and capable of holding executive positions, but they would not be able to execute. They wouldn't be able to hold those positions to the same degree or quality or standards the way that we could. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to hold executive positions, execute is to carry out. So you need somebody who really understands what it means and what it is like to execute, to actually not just sit around, wait for the proceeds and the profits and everything, but to actually conduct the process and carry out the mission. And that's men, that's our mindset. We're built for that. So, but a woman can try if she has had to go out into a world and try to run a business on her own. She does have a mind to where if she has to go out and try to run her own business and goes out and do it, she's competent enough to figure out what needs to be done to execute and do it well and compete with you.
Appreciate that. Relentless.
I'm in alignment with Desto. The best person for the best job, regardless of gender, race, whatever the case may be. If you're qualified and you're qualified.
All right. So
I'm gonna leave it there.
My answer for that, I actually got real world experience on this and real world data. Women cannot replace all men in C-suite positions for a variety of reasons. It is actually happening right now in some sectors where they have not removed the affirmative action and all of the other programs to put women at the forefront over men. They haven't done it. So what they're accidentally doing is giving women an unfair advantage against men. So it isn't really best person for the best job. The woman has quotas they got to meet, which will put her over the man for the best job. So that's the first thing. The second thing is women don't work. They don't have longevity in these positions like men do. That's a fact. That's a scientific fact. They don't stay as long. As we know, turnover is bad for companies at any level, especially bad at that level. A CEO, C-suite executive determines the entire culture for a company, the entire pay structure for a company. All of that should not have high turnover in those positions. Furthermore, men need to really beware. Women, and I need y'all to listen to this, everybody in the chat and on the panel, women are far more discriminatory than men are. There are companies right now that enacted female C-suite executives that had somewhere around 48% men, 52% female, and in 3 years, the whole company is now 80% female, 20% men. They do not return the favor given to them. They will ease men out of the situation and promote women only. I'm not going to say the name of the company because I applied for them once.
Is that showing that they feel that they ultimately can run a company?
No, they discriminate. It's actually revenge.
Discrimination.
Wouldn't they be scared to run their businesses without men's help unless they really were able to do business without you?
Those businesses are going out of business.
Exactly. I was going to say, let me prove to you what I'm saying. This is actually going to be something coming up in the next few years. Not only are they discriminatory and promoting women to these higher positions, there is a company right now that's doing very well it's like a new education consulting area, right? They're doing extremely well. And at the bottom of that page for that company, it says female-led company. Females founded it and they lead it. They are having an issue right now because 3 of my former coworkers left our corporate sector to go over to them. They will not promote those men because they're promoting women because it's a female-led company. They're going to get the shit suit out of them when it's all said and done.
But are they
hold on. Let me finish.
Competitive though.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, think about this, CEO. Is a man allowed to put man-led company and promote men over women in this country? Is he allowed
Absolutely
to do that?
not. Absolutely.
No, he's not. So they are going to start. Men are going to start suing the shit out of these companies because when you let women in positions of power, they feel like they're making up for lost time, so they'll promote women over men, no matter what the qualifications of the man. That they are far more discriminatory than we are.
So you're saying they wouldn't be able to run their business because they wouldn't choose the right policies or procedures? Because what you're telling me is that you're showing an example that women can actually run a business and be so confident in business that they'll get rid of the men in the business and start to put more women. And you said men in your business are going over and getting on their ship and doing business with them. So they're doing business and they're competitive and they're even kicking men out to be more competitive.
Bro.
And still,
Mike, this is a rigged situation.
You're completely. I was gonna say you completely missed the point of what I was saying.
Misinterpreted and characterizing
I'm just
that
responding
situation.
to what is interesting about the topic to me.
So
I
I'm
understand,
gonna
but
give
you're
you an
mischaracterizing
example.
that
I understand
situation, my
everything
brother.
going on.
I was gonna say I'm gonna give you an example of something that happened. I think in North Carolina, a health system promoted a female to CFO or CEO, and they kicked out the COO, whom was a man. He sued and got $10 million. Look it up. Just put man sues for discrimination. He sued for millions of dollars because he found documentation of them talking about how the women, like, this is a female organization now. That now, go into that company, which still let some of those females work, and watch the culture dwindle. Everything is geared toward them. They're not focused on the profit-driven culture. They're not focused on the equity culture. They're not even focused on the education of
Hey,
men.
but Trigger Mike, can we keep
Yeah.
it real? Can we keep it real? This is the sign of the decline of society as we're living in right now. The fact that so many women are in these positions of quote unquote power is the reason why we're dealing with the bull crap that we're dealing with now. Everybody got to be politically correct. Everybody got to walk on eggshells. You can't say what you want. You can't talk about this though. You can't talk about that. This is why we're in this position. All this estrogen. Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely,
Yes, it is.
Figure, Mike,
absolutely, it is.
Let me cook that rigged that you just rigged and put out there.
Go ahead.
It was rigged. Number one, education is 90-something% female anyway. I worked in education. I was an education major. You know what they're bleeding for? To the point where they hired me for a job I never even applied for. They're bleeding for men, and then they run them out. Men can always get what
you say, and then they run them out. Which is, you just agreed with them. You said then they run them out.
That's another point. I'll go to that one next. We talk about the men and women that's running discriminating. And then you also talked about these these companies that are falling apart.
All right, so
for companies that are falling apart.
Let me get to these super chats.
Use an example of how women are running things, but you're talking about companies that ain't run right. Education's failing. You're talking about failing industries. When college now is 2/3 women, 1/3 male. Because a lot of men are going blue collar, going into STEM and other things. Those also because they're going to STEM, which means men are going towards stuff that's more competitive, and women are going in all the support and they're losing. And why are men competing with women anyway? Another example.
They're not.
No, they're not. You're taking it out of context. Women, like, you didn't even see how I prefaced it. I said there are initiatives to put women in places to compete with men.
That's my next point. It's not to compete with men. It's to put women up here walking around on TV looking like CEOs or whatever, to sell to more women, to sell to more of the weak men that they keep producing and get their money. Therefore, if men want to compete, they should become more emotionally intelligent, become more charming and everything, and learn how to operate people's feelings. Positions like sales.
But they also
more feminist.
But they also
feminine and more feminist.
No, it's not feminine.
It's feminist. It's moist.
They also do it to women too. Like a few years ago, Malika Andrews, she got an opportunity that Rachel Nichols didn't get. Rachel Nichols worked for ESPN for over 2 decades, but they gave it to Malika Andrews because having a black woman cover the NBA finals will make them look a whole lot better than this white woman. That's another example of them pushing someone out who wasn't even a man.
No, but my point is this.
Let me get to
these. If you want to compete, for example, 2 of the positions I got, some of the best supervisors I had were female. Meaning, instead of men trying to be these ogres and compete with women, learn how to talk to them.
All right. Men don't want to learn
women and get your way. What are we talking about?
Men need to stay far away from where women are in the workplace together. We don't need to learn how to talk.
Oh my God.
We need to learn how to stay away from them. But let me get to these super chats. Thanks for the super sticker, Willie Walker. Israel Mills, appreciate that, my guy. We get paid every day. Salute my bro for the fire monologue. Thank you. Accountability partner, AP. I have a unique story about prenups. My girl pushed for it. I kind of discussed on Cheek Critique. I remember that. AP, $20, my brother. Thank you. Granville Guillory. Where can I post my husband house application? A lovely lady I can submit to. I do all husbandly duties. Trigger Mike, age fishing. He really said, you know what, Granville? Let me see you. I'm pluck you right in your forehead. Ray Alexander, $5. A good rule for a man to follow is to date, marry a woman who is comfortable with his income and socioeconomic status. It is easier to mate in your lane. That nobody can disagree with that. Nobody can disagree. The issue is that they'll switch up on your ass quick. That's the issue. Granville Guillory, $5. Trigger Mike got the hello, how can I help you headset on today. The static and readjusting is asking, is a clear headset. You know what? You drive trucks, send me a better headset. You got all of them. You're the reason I can't find good ones on Amazon.
Trigger
All right,
Mike,
appreciate that. Hold on.
Dust-a-thon.
Hold on. We can't do the dust-a-thon. I got to go get my baby girl. She threw up in school about
You better run.
15 minutes
man.
ago.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah. I pray she feels better, man.
Yeah, handle your business.
Oh, no. Man, she probably all right. These kids, she going to get in the car with a smile on her face. I 75% guarantee. She going to be like, hey, daddy. These kids
How old
slick,
is she?
bro.
Like 5? She's 5?
Five.
Yeah.
They slick, bro. She probably just tired of her friends today. It's always throw up. Her and my son, they like learn how to do it. They do a long burp. They dribble a little. I threw up. I see it all the time. All right, so last question for the panel, just so we have the men here. So let women know. I just need you to answer the question, yes or no. So for the ladies out there can know without a shadow of a doubt. Dusto, do you, Derek Jackson? All right, Dusto, do you care if your woman makes more money? Yes or no?
No.
Israel, do you care if your woman makes more money? Yes or no?
No.
CEO DMP, do you care if your woman makes more money? Yes or no?
No.
Relentless, do you care if your woman makes more money? Yes or no?
No.
All right, fellas, I want to thank y'all for being on the panel today.
Thank you
All
for
right.
having me, man. Thank you.
No doubt,
Salute
my
to y'all,
man.
brother. Salute, CEO.
I'll see y'all on
Salute.
Monday. All right, y'all. All right, y'all, there it is. Listen, men don't care if you make more money. Seriously, we don't. We care how you behave after the fact. Remember that. We don't care if you make more money. We will set you up, put you in position to make more money. We just care how you act after the fact. Don't start tripping. Do not start tripping on us. We appreciate y'all. Great week on the Trigger Mike Show. Stay tuned on Monday, 10:30 Central Time. Can't wait to see you then. Today's Friday. Look out for the Lapeef Network. Get down there. Click the like button on your way out. Make sure you do that. Share this topic out and this discussion out to your folks. Share it in your Instagram chat, your Facebook news feed, your TikTok chat, all of that. Your local group chat, your frat brothers chat, your soul wars chat. Let them know men do not care if their woman makes more money. Some women need to hear this because this is one of my big topics. Your future husband is in your past. And maybe he just leveled up and you still make more. Go back and get that dude. All right, ladies, we out.